Are you currently looking to employ a letting agent but unsure of what makes a good agent and what kind of questions you should be asking them? If so, then this video is for you. Hello everyone, Kevin from AG Estate Agents here, and in this video I'll be giving you a few tips and some questions to ask any prospective agent that you're looking to instruct to help you get started. So first of all, what makes a good letting agent? In my opinion, I personally would look for 5 things. The first thing being is how quickly they respond back to your telephone calls, emails, messages, WhatsApp messages, and do they give you all the information that you're looking for in a quick and efficient manner? Because that will be an accurate reflection on how quickly they're going to respond back to you in the future, and how well they're going to deal with your tenants as well. So that's quite an important factor to look for in my view. Number 2 would be how well they know the local market and sort of what rental values are being achieved within the local area. But also, if they're valuing your property, then, are they giving you any evidence as to how they came up with that value? So, have they given you realistic and accurate comparables that they're comparing your property to? Number 3 would be is how well they know the national market. And what kind of external factors are affecting the property market as a whole and how it's affecting the property market. So for example, at the moment we have coronavirus going on, so does that agent know how or what kind of impact that is having on the market? Number 4 would be how are they kept up to date with legislation? So are they a member of any body such as the NLA or ALA, for example? Because they will regularly update their members on new legislation coming out. So in turn, they can then update you as well. Because obviously now with new things coming out continuously, you don't want to be left behind. So that's quite important as well. And the 5th and last thing is how they market their properties. Do they market on all the major portals online? Do they have sort of professional or very good photographs to entice your tenants to make the inquiries in the first place to view your property? So, what their marketing strategy is like as well. So that's my view on the top 5 things that you should look for in a good letting agent. Now that we've gone over what makes a good letting agent, let me give you 5 questions to ask a letting agent before you instruct them. Firstly, just to ensure that they're legally compliant, and secondly, to get a good idea as to what kind of service that you could be offered going forward. So question number 1 is what property redress scheme that they are registered with. Now legally they have to be registered with at least one, so it could be the property ombudsman or the property redress scheme, so just check which one they are with. Number 2 is do they have a valid client money protection insurance in place, and if so, which scheme they are with. Now there's quite a few different schemes in insurance for this particular one, so just check which one they are with. Number 3 is whether they have professional indemnity insurance. So again, if in the worst case scenario, if anything happens, then at least you're covered. Number 4 is how they market your property and how will they find tenants for you. So do they market online? Do they have the high street office? Do they just rely on word of mouth? What is their marketing strategy and how they carry out tenant reference checks as well. So do they give it over to an authorized tenant referencing company? And what references they actually check as well. So do they do a credit check? Do they do a landlord reference, an employment reference? And how do they cross-check all those references as well? So do they then look for bank statements and payslips and make sure everything matches up and not just relying on the employment reference from their employer? Number 5, and the last question would be is how are they going to manage the property for you going forward? So, what kind of service would you expect going forward? How are they going to communicate with you? If there are any maintenance queries once the tenant is moved in, how all of that is handled. Do they do property inspections? And do they do checkout reports, and exactly what is included in the fee? Are there any other admin fees going forward? So it's one tip would be to ask for their terms of business right up front as well, so then you can have a read through there and you know exactly where you stand, what you need to pay for and when. So brilliant. Hopefully that's enough to help you all get started. It's been Kevin from AG Estate Agents here. If I can help or give you any other tips, feel free to get in touch with me. Otherwise, thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.